Hello, YouTube. We're gonna start some more problems here today, and as you saw there, we're doing the 15 to 1800 problems again. So what do we've got? Looks like an equal material. He's got a pass pawn here. The first thing that comes to mind is just to move the queen out of the way, and which would discover a skewer. But it seems like if I'm going to pull that off, I need some additional control over c5 because he can just play like knight takes or something like that. But actually, this guy's hanging, so what we're going to do is we're going to play queen e7. He's going to put something in the way, either the knight or the pawn, and then I can come over and take this guy. That seems like that should work. And there we go. All right, so we got that one pretty quick. That was only rated 1624 though. So let's go on to the next one and see what we have. All right, so we've got again equal material, bishop for knight. The pawn situation is black is a pawn ahead, I think. All right, so the first thing to notice is that I feel like that this rook is not particularly well defended. And this bishop is also hanging, so we should see if there's some way of taking advantage of those two factors. If we could drive this queen away somehow, then we could snag this rook. So driving the queen away, let's see, best way to do that would be, okay, so I'm thinking we're going to play rook f4, and if he plays queen back to c3, then we have bishop f6, which would be a pin, and we would win the rook that way. There are no other squares the queen can go to in order to continue protecting this rook. Alright, so he elects to just give us a knight, right? Yeah, so we take the knight, he takes on d7, we take the queen. Regarding this pawn, we've got, surely there's no perpetual there. So let's just try that out. Alright, that was right. So again, another fairly easy problem. That one said was rated 1595. So we got that one in about a minute. So next problem. All right. So we're up a pawn. We have this pin going here, undefended piece. So it seems like if we can, again, deflect this queen away somehow, we should be able to win the rook. Another idea, though, seems to be the queen. The king looks a little insecure. So I kind of want to play rook h8 check. He would go to e7. And then what? Undanvas. That doesn't seem like that does anything for me. What about if we check from this side? Now, if we check from here, he can just interpose with the queen, and I think he's doing okay. I think. Also, if we went into a pawn ending, this should be winning. So if I have some way to force a pawn ending, that should be probably a good thing. So, like if I can take rook takes rook, queen takes, and then some sort of queen maneuver that allows a force a trade, but I don't see anything along those lines. We also have a check from c5. All right, so we check from c5. Then he's got a couple more choices though. Ooh, okay. So we check from c5. If he goes to either way, we can check from either this square or with this square, and we're going to end up picking up this rook. So this is the idea. Yeah, this is the idea. Oh, okay. So apparently I would rather force the queen trade, but apparently so that one took us a little bit longer to figure out, but so 1693 on that one is the rating. So next problem, 3 for 3. All right, so again, equal material situation. The white king looks a bit shaky. But in order to do anything about that, we're going to have to figure out how we can take this g2 square, which the most obvious way to do that would be to play knight f4, but if we play knight f4, we run into some problems with the queen just napping it off. So what about if we play check on e3, and then we play, so if he goes back to g2, then we still can't play to f4. It's a check, but he's still going to grab it, so that doesn't work. Interesting. Check goes to g2. Then so after he goes to g2, if we check on e8, then he's got to be careful actually, because if he goes to g1, then I pick up the queen. If he goes to h1, then I go here, hitting the queen, but also not threatening really a damn thing, because the rook actually covers that square. So nix all of those ideas. Oh, I guess I realize the queen is touching f2 as well. The queen is touching f2 as well. Kind of tricky. If I could deflect the queen to e2, that would be nice, because then I'd have a fork on it. Is there a way to do that? I was thinking like maybe just playing rook e2, but then just knight takes. Also, he's also going to take my knight if I allow that. I don't think I want to. Okay, so we're going on about 2.5 minutes. So I don't have I'm just going to play the best idea that I have, which is this check. Okay, and I wanted to follow that up with another check. I'm going to get this one right, and I'm not even going to know why. That's sad. So let's back up, see if we can figure out why that happened. What if you don't do that? So what if you go to, oh, maybe I'm just threatening. Yeah, okay, so if you go f1, then I got queen f3 check, and then you're going to go to g1, I'm going to mate you. If you go to g1, then I still think I'm going to play f3, and you're going to have to take the knight to avoid me from playing. That's the threat. The threat is I'm going to be able to follow up with queen h3. That is why this happens. Alright, so I don't feel so bad now, because I eventually did figure out the problem. Alright, so another one? Okay. We're down a lot of material. Looks like a rook and an exchange down. So this must mean that it is a checkmating problem. So the first thing I noticed to do, I think, would be we're just going to check on g7. King's going to go to h7, queen g6 check, king g8, bishop f6 check. Bishop f6 check, king f8. We've won ourselves a pawn, but I don't see a continuation after that. Maybe. No, we're gonna have to do this. So this has to be right. Now, if we go this way, it forces him back to here. But then I don't think I have. Oh, I do have a check. I have a check on f6. So if I check on f6, that puts me back to h7. But I don't know that. This looks like it's going to at least repeat. So it can't be totally wrong when it gets a pawn. Oh, and it is wrong though. So apparently it doesn't repeat. So let's look at the solution real quick. it was the other way, the way I originally said. Ooh, didn't see that little maneuver coming down to, yeah, that's nice, using the h8 square. Okay, so we need to work on our bishop-queen combos. All right, let's move on to another one. I don't know if we'll get to 10 problems this time or not. These ones are taking a bit longer. So white to move, and I think this is going to be a quiet problem. No, not too quiet, because he's going to take on d3. I almost have a checkmate here. Moving the king over to g2 threatens a mate because of rook e2, but he can just take on d3, and I think that ruins my fun there. So if I check, then he would come to f3, and then what? Do I have anything from there? Any reason why I would want him on the f3 square? Well, I'm also thinking about, so if I check on d5, actually, so check d5, he would take here, probably, maybe. It could, anyway. That doesn't seem to work. If I just take on, yeah, even just taking doesn't really work because it uncovers the bishop. He's got a couple hanging pieces. A little bit tough. Little bit tricky. I really want this check though. I have 3 checks, here, here, and then playing here. So we check, he goes to f3. I don't see how I can set anything up further from there, because the knight can't move because it defends that. King, I mean, I can move the king, but I'm never going to put him in check with the king. I don't know, boys and girls. I just don't know. I just don't know. Alright, so after 2.5 minutes, we don't have the idea. We're just going to play check, and we are wrong. Let's see what the solution actually is. Alright, so it's king g2, as we thought, and then he plays here, as we thought. Now we have this check. Oh, and if he comes up to, yeah, he comes up to e4, we're going to fork him. Yeah, we should have thought of that. And he can't even take this pawn, or he can, but he takes the pawn. I got to check here, and then I pick this up, and my king will be able to handle these guys, or at least hold them off. Nice problem. Let's do one more, and we'll call it a day. Let's end on a win. All right, so rook, 3 minors apiece, a queen apiece. I got an extra pawn on the king side. He's got an extra pawn on the queen side, so even material. He's this rook seems like I should be able to win it somehow. Or if this rook moves, I get a check somehow. I have a check right here immediately, actually. So if I check on f7, queen's gonna go down yonder, as I say. And then what? Where's our follow-up? Actually, I think I'm also looking at bishop takes. Ooh, nope, that doesn't quite work. I was thinking I might be able to use the f6 square in some lines, but the pawn covers that. I actually have a lot of attacking ideas here. Lots of ideas. So check. Let's assume he takes it with the rook. Then what? Do I have any follow-ups to that? Doesn't really look like it. I don't think so. This seems the most promising. but then he's gonna go to a1, and then what? Can I play? I play what? This bishop is annoying because it covers that square. I wonder if there's a way to get rid of it. No, there is, but it cost me a queen. Just taking. Just taking the rook doesn't seem like that gets me anywhere. He got h2, didn't look like it got me anywhere. I guess I also have a check on d3. So we got bishop takes, rook takes. Let's see how that helps. Ooh, okay. So bishop, rook takes. Yeah, rook c1. Bishop has to take. Otherwise he gets mated. And then queen c2 check goes to a1. And then queen c1 is mate. This is our idea. Yes. Yay, we figured it out. Alright, hey, that was our highest rated problem of the night. I knew it had something to do with getting to that c1 square, and we managed to pull it off in just under 3 minutes. So nice to end on a win. So anyhow, I hope this was fun for you guys, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.